Hi, it's Sarah SMUTNY, your host of the Simply Balanced podcast. I'm super happy that you're listening in today. And here in this podcast, we are going to go deep on gut health, anti-inflammatory living, spirituality, self-care, and so much more.
Hello, Sarah. How are you?
I'm good. And you?
I am good. I'm so happy to be back speaking with you about hormones and how we can help balance them naturally.
Yes.
Today we are going into a topic that I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on, and it's about endocrine disruptors. These are kind of elements in our environment that are increasing and that kind of disrupt our hormones balancing because they mimic our own hormones. So yes, I wanted to begin by asking you to tell us a little bit about it so that we can better understand what it is and how we can avoid it.
Yes, what it is, you already basically explained it. So our body kind of recognizes those chemical compounds as as hormones. Basically, it disrupts our whole hormone production because also some get kind of seen as estrogen, and it kind of really messes up with our whole hormone balance. And that's very, very dangerous for men and for women, for both.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where are these endocrine disruptors? How can we try to avoid them?
You have them everywhere, basically, in skincare products and also in cleaning products, like washing gel and for the body, but also in shampoo, in cleaning products for the kitchen, for the bathroom. Yeah, and that's dangerous because often, especially if it's in body milk. This is one body milk and sunscreen for me are one of the most dangerous ones because you use a lot and you do it basically in the summer sunscreen daily, and in every day basically you use body milk or any kind of product to kind of cream yourself after the shower. And that's a lot of product you put on your skin every day. So that's why those two, all of them have to be looked at, of course, but those two are especially having a big impact on the body.
And in your experience, how have you been able to kind of clean up your skin products and your home cleaning products so that you can try to avoid these?
Yeah, it was a long journey. When I still remember when I was like a teenager, I was always standing in the shower and I was already there, a perfect marketing victim. I always looked at all these bottles, like for the shampoo and conditioner, because I always had a kind of hair product addiction at that time. And I was always reading all these marketing messages on there. It makes your hair lustrous and beautiful and all these nice words. And I was completely, I was completely believing every word what was written on there. But I didn't at all look at the ingredients. It was not in my focus at all. And I didn't even, it was not in my radios, let's say, under my radar. And I think a lot of people are like this. I was like this still until, I would say 10 years ago, I was like this. So it's never too late to start now cleaning up your bathroom. With me, it started, as I said, around 10 years ago when I started my own health journey. And there I, for the first time, read about, of course, gut health. This was my big journey, as most of you who follow me for a while know. But also then I read, of course, what skincare products, especially the endocrine disruptors and other chemicals can do to our liver and to our gut health. And that's why I started digging and learning and checking. And now my biggest tip for you is now use an app. If you're not yet an expert in what are all these ingredients in there, because it can look quite complicated, check with an app. I will put them in the show notes. One of them is there's a lot of them, but two of them which I use are Code Check. That's a German app, and INSEE Beauty. I will put them both in the show notes, but otherwise just Google ingredients check app and you find a lot of them. And there you can put the name, or sometimes you can even scan your product, put the name, and then it shows you all the ingredients which are not so beneficial for you, and which are the ones which are okay. And
I find that really helpful, to be honest, because I have definitely stood sometimes looking at ingredients after learning how important it is to check ingredients lists in general, which for me started with, ingredients on food labels. And then it kind of progressed on to, if I'm worried about what I'm putting in my body through my mouth, then maybe I should also worry about what I'm putting on my skin, because essentially your skin is eating what you're putting on it. So it's going to go into the body systems. And like you said, the liver is going to get overloaded and cause hormonal issues when we use these things over a long period of time. So I think the app is super helpful, because indeed some of these ingredients, they change, there's new ones. The names are very scientific based. So sometimes when I look at natural ingredients, they can look scientific too, because they're using maybe the Latin name. So indeed, I think an app is really, really helpful. Is there any other tips that you would give in general to people that could be their first kind of line of check or change? Which products would you really go for to change first?
Yeah. So another thing I just have to add is also, it's not only the endocrine disruptors which you need to look at. It's also preservatives. It's also perfume, because perfume, especially synthetic perfume, is also going directly in our liver, and it's also quite harmful for our body. And also emollients, all these things, also colorants, but nowadays not so many. There's often not anymore used colorants, but even sometimes when they say it's preservative free, it's actually not preservative free. Sometimes you see that in some organic cosmetics shops, you see preservative free, but sometimes it makes sense to still check it with the app, because they use some chemical compounds which are not really certified, or let's say their main focus is not being a preservative. And that's why they don't have to write it as a preservative, because that's not the main function of this chemical compound. But it acts
so it's like a sneaky way of getting in the preservative, but putting it under a different kind of I get it, a different kind of category.
But anyway, like for me, I don't want to drift so much up from the topic, but anything synthetic which you put in organic formulation makes the organic material useless. That's a very strong message, but it's like that. And that's why I don't buy even anymore so much products in the organic shop, because often still I'm very good at now the detective. I see everything. And that's why it doesn't give me anything if I have, let's say, rose water and I don't know, all kind of beautiful ingredients in there. And then there is synthetic filler in there. That means that for me, I know that the rose water is just on hold. It's not working anymore and not active anymore. So that's why that's an important message also for you. But start with the app. Everybody who's listening, don't now overcomplicate things. Just start with that step by step. But
and then
so much
slowly,
to learn.
And then slowly exchange it, right?
There's also books on that. That's very. I will put also maybe some book tips in the show notes. And that way you can also read up on this. It's very, very interesting to get an expert on this.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, but I drifted off for your question. What was your question again? Sorry.
No, the question was just, what would your first suggestion be to people so they don't feel like I have to throw everything in my cupboard out right away?
Yeah.
What are the kind of key ones that they should think about changing first?
Yeah. I would, as I said, I would start with the body milk first.
Yeah.
Like, I would start with a shower gel and use instead natural soap, because that's anyway also plastic free, zero waste.
You're talking about a bar soap, right?
Yes. Buy a very nice soap holder, which has little holes in there, and which you can, like with a vacuum holder, put in your shower, so it doesn't get all soaky and mushy. The soap. I know that's why a lot of people don't use it, but I have a very good one, and I think I bought it for €10 on Amazon on 10 years ago, and it's perfect. The soap stays dry and looks perfect. So a soap, it's very good, a bar soap. Instead of using body milk, you can use a very nice oil, sesame oil, coconut oil, you name it. In the organic shop, you find all kind of pure oils. Basically, you can just use any organic oil without perfume in there.
I'm going to give a little tip here too, because this is a little bit of I think this can be a winner for people as well, because often in organic stores, these body oils cost a small fortune. And what I do is I buy untoasted sesame oil from the food section, from your food oil section, and then I add a tiny little drop of a lavender essential oil or frankincense or whatever. Yeah, it saves a lot of money, and you can kind of choose your own scent, and you really don't need to add a lot, or you don't add any essential oil to it. You just leave it as it is.
Yeah.
If you use it straight after having a shower or bath, it soaks into your skin pretty much directly. Yeah. So it won't leave a residue of oil and get your clothes oily and stuff like that.
That's a very good tip. Thank you also for me. I never checked that in the food section, especially the untoasted one. That's a good one.
Yeah, because otherwise you're walking around smelling like tahini all day.
No. Yeah. I use a lot. I always switch between coconut oil. That's one of my favorites, and also the one of my kids. Or I have my the body milk I use from my favorite brand, Ringana. I can also put it in the show notes. Those are basically, in winter I use the body milk, and in summer I mostly use the coconut oil or the After Sun from the same brand. That's my routine. But yeah, next products that I would start with would be, of course, also shampoo and conditioner. Shampoo especially because you put it a lot on your scalp and it goes also directly in your skin.
Yeah.
And there are also, there's a lot of bar soaps out there. There's lots of, I can put some suggestions for you in the show notes. Basically it's difficult to now tell you a brand for shampoo. I from the same brand. I actually use one brand for almost everything, which I put you in the show notes. But I would say, what is your tip for shampoo?
Well, it's an interesting question because I have been through a lot of different natural products, and in the end, I started making my own shampoo. I even went as far as using, I don't know if any of you have heard of this, but you can actually make shampoo from flour and water and use that. But I ended up not liking it as much as I'd hoped I would. In the end, I have landed on only using conditioner. And this is a very specific conditioner. It's not any kind of conditioner. The reason is that I have a super sensitive scalp and it gets itchy very quickly. I have also put a filter on my shower head, which really helps a lot with an itchy scalp.
I have it too,
because there's a lot in our water nowadays, residues from medicines that other people have used, and also plastic and all sorts of things. So that's what I've chosen for myself. But I do think that in general, if you look, like you said, and use an app and check shampoos, you will find something that will work for you.
Yeah.
Having moved on to that, and because we talked about it quickly before as well, I'd love to pick your brain on this, but washing powder and perfume and softener and perfume. The reason I wanted to bring this up is because I recently bought a pair of secondhand jeans and they came in packaging. And as soon as I opened the package, the smell of synthetic softener was so intense, I had to wash the jeans 3 times to get rid of it. And I also happened to see somebody posting on Instagram about the off-gassing of perfumes, synthetic perfumes, and how that can like really give certain people a headache. And if you're sensitive, that's something I wanted to touch on quickly as well.
Yeah. On this, with these products, we just we are here living in France. We have a French organic brand for that. I can put it in the show note. The name doesn't come in my. It has something with green vert in French on there. We don't use softener at all. But if you want something very natural to wash all these, my sister, she's a designer and she's making natural dyed fabric, very beautiful one. I can also put them in the show notes. It will be a long show note. She's called SMUTNY. And her textiles, I wash them with washing nuts. So washing nuts, a very good tip also. You basically put those nuts in a little cotton bag, close a cotton bag, and put that in the washing machine with your textile. And you can also use it for your normal washing. It's just that my husband has decided that in his mind, that it's not washing enough, although he didn't even try it, but you know how men are. That's why we have for the normal washing, the green washing liquid, and for the textiles of my sister, the washing nuts. But listen to me, you can also use washing nuts for everything. You put them in there and you can reuse them over and over again. Basically, that's super, super. They really create a lot of also foam. Huh? Try it once. You can buy them.
Cool.
In an organic store, and otherwise online. Just type in washing nuts, Waschnüsse in German.
Yeah.
And this is a very good tip I have for you. Yeah.
I like that. That sounds really exciting.
Yeah.
Sarah, another area apart from skincare and cleaning products, I wanted to mention a couple of things that I have slowly been changing in my household to avoid kind of these endocrine disruptors. But I wanted to ask you too, if there was anything that you think that you wanted to mention there.
Yeah, apple cider vinegar. This is my go-to. So to clean every surfaces in the whole house, we use apple cider vinegar. Sorry, not apple cider. This is for the kitchen. We use like the white, really strong cleaning vinegar, which we have a huge 5 liter kind of container. We buy that in the organic store. And then we always fill like half of a spray bottle. We have an old spray bottle or some old product we had, some years ago. And we always put half of the bottle with this vinegar, or like, let's say a third of the bottle. And then the rest we fill up with water. And that is our cleaning spray. We use that for everything. And then for washing and cleaning the toilets, I basically put in a bowl a little bit of baking soda, it's called. And then I put a little bit of vinegar on top, and it starts foaming a lot. It's kind of a chemical reaction in there. And then with this kind of material which comes out of there, you will see the consistency changes. I scrub the toilets and I clean the toilet seats. But everything else, the mirrors, surface, I use everything, our vinegar water solution, and it's amazing. It works amazing.
Brilliant. I love that.
Yeah, even the glasses the windows get super clean, super sparkling. It's
And
amazing.
I bet you it'll save a whole bunch of money too.
A lot.
Products
It's so much,
end up,
and it doesn't smell any, like a lot of people are afraid that it smells, but especially as you do this solution with water, it's already much less like a smell, and it evaporates honestly in 2 minutes. Yeah.
So really interesting. I'm thinking you could probably, if you wanted to, because some people like the smell of like cleaning products, you could add some drops of essential oil in there, like peppermint or orange or eucalyptus or something. Yeah, right.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, and actually, that's
lemon extract you can put also.
Yeah, and I have done this actually with my washing powder lately too, because I wanted to get rid of this very strong softener smell. I put some essential oil straight into the bucket with the wash powder, and that did help.
Yeah.
And I also think it's good to mention that there are certain essential oils that are very highly disinfecting powerful, and that would be tea tree oil, and I think eucalyptus and
rosemary also.
Oh yeah, and rosemary. That's just good to mention, because if people are thinking I want to disinfect stuff, those work really well naturally.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that are really good tips and very inexpensive for you to
swap
change
over. Yeah, nice. I wanted to mention a couple of things that I think are outside skincare and cleaning products that I think are really important to bring up as well in terms of these endocrine disruptors. And that is cotton tampons. A lot of the conventional kind of tampons that we have available to us today are bleached with chlorine, and your vagina and the microbiome in there are super sensitive to these things, and they absorb everything in that tampon. So that's something you want to consider looking at. I know for people's budget, it is definitely a restraint because they are more expensive, the natural unbleached organic cotton tampons, but there's lots of other options like moon cups, and they have some really great what's it called? Absorbent underwear these days that are really overnight as well.
I use them as well.
Yeah, I think it's really handy also because at the end of the day, you're saving on these pads that also are ending up in landfills and whatever else. So I think it's really nice to look at those options because they work really well, actually. Another one that I wanted to mention is plastic bottles. I'm sure you've heard of this, but the plastic, when it's in sunshine, it starts leaching some of the plastic chemicals, and some of those are in fact endocrine disruptors. So switching to a BPA-free plastic bottle, or a metal bottle, or a glass bottle exactly is the way to go for that as much as possible.
Also I would anyway not do it, but if you're using the microwave, then never with any plastic containers.
Yeah, exactly. So Tupperware is another one I've been doing over the years, and I have to say IKEA has got some really good quality ones for value budget wise. I think, these things can be done over time, and you don't have to throw out all your Tupperware in one go, but for sure, it's definitely worth investing in some glass Tupperware, because the freezing and unfreezing and the heating and then hot food in the plastic Tupperware, and like you said, in the microwave, and it releases and leaches the compounds into the food, and then you're eating it. Another one is cling film. And that's a tough one for people to figure out a substitute, but there's many things out there. And most of the time nowadays, I use, you have something called bee wrap, which is really nice. But also beeswax wrap, maybe it's called. And then I use quite a lot of baking sheet paper, and I wrap stuff in that, and then I put it in a cloth so that it keeps the kind of moist drying out. Exactly. I think those are really important. And then I think, trying where you can to eat organically. There's a list that shows you what foods are, have high pesticides and lower pesticides, called a dirty dozen, and it changes every so often. So look it up to see what's the current one.
Yeah.
But that way you avoid, you know, pesticides and other baddies that are used when commercial farming happens.
Yeah.
And another one too that I really, really think are very important to mention are takeaway cups, because the lining in the plastic of the cup also leaches in when it's hot beverages. Also, the lid of the takeaway cup will leach the plastic into the coffee or the tea that you're having.
So having our own one, which it's anyway better for the planet.
Yes.
And also tea bags.
Yes, that's a great one. Yeah, because we have these kind of synthetic they feel like nylon or something. And they're touted as kind of the new, better, more efficient tea bag, because the leaves can float around in it more I don't know. But they are definitely leaching plastic into your teacup. So definitely watch out for those plastic.
Because if it's not even BOT, then you have a mix of kind of basically we are drinking a soup of pesticides and microplastic. So always buy BOT, because tea is something you cannot wash. The same with coffee. That's another tip of mine. Those two need to be organic.
Yeah, agreed. And I think the last one I wanted to mention is canned foods. So I know in Europe they have some really good regulations on not having BPA and plastic in the inside of the can, but here in the UK and in the US, it's a little bit more wishy-washy. So definitely, if you can, go for glass tinned food, so like beans and stuff like that, and otherwise look on the actual can to see if it's BPA free.
Yeah, amazing tips again. Also, for I think if you are, I hope you're not now overwhelmed by all our tips, but maybe you're gonna even listen to the episode again and write down. If you really are into like learning this, write this maybe again down, and or buy yourself a book about toxins in skincare. In German, you also have a book. It's called Giftcocktail Körperpflege for my German audience. But yeah, just Google it. You will find there's lots of books about this, like little guides, you know, where you can check. But for everyone who doesn't have so much time, maybe you have kids at home and you don't have time to dig into this like deeply now, just use the app. Start with that. I always say also to my clients, start small and step by step, don't overwhelm yourself now and get completely blocked. Use the oil already for your body. That will be my first tip. Like the sesame oil from the cooking or the coconut oil from the cooking area, organic. The first swap, buy a nice soap and a soap holder. And and then the other, like the vinegar, the white vinegar for cleaning. Start with that already. And then step by step, maybe you can make yourself a challenge that every month you look at one product in your bathroom. So next month you check your shampoo. Check it with the app. If it's not good, it can go. And you search for a substitute. And then within a year, you have if you want to take it slow, I mean, you can swap your whole bathroom. I was a bit more radical because I was so shocked by what I found out. I needed to, in 1 month, my bathroom was changed, but not everybody is like that. So.
Yeah, no, I think that's a really nice way of doing it, slowly but surely, and I think it feels doable in that sense without feeling overwhelming. So yeah. Good tip.
Yeah. Okay, if you have any questions after this episode, you can always reach out to me and Steph on our Instagram, and also follow and like this podcast. That would really help us, and share it also with your friends. That's such an important topic for everybody to know now. I hope you liked it. I hope you got inspired, and see you in our next episode. Can you remind me again, Steph, what will be the topic?
Yes, I have it here.
Stay tuned. What will be the next episode? of me and Steph.
Micronutrients and hormone balancing. So
Yeah.
looking at, what are the minerals and vitamins and stuff that can help support you in hormone balancing and reduce kind of, PMS and that sort of thing.
Yeah. And if you haven't yet, listen also to our episode just before, which is about cycle awareness, the seasons of your body.
No. Before that, what is
yeah.
gut healing and hormones? So
yeah, it's true. Yeah, because we recorded that one before, so yeah, I got a bit messed up. Yeah. So anyway, there's before that there were other episodes from me and Steph about hormones, because we are making a whole series about hormones now, and that's why I also checked the episodes before, and there will come also more episodes after.
Correct. Super exciting. Thank you so much for your time today, Sarah. And we hope that you enjoyed the content, and wishing you a good day.
Bye.
Bye.